Alright, so you join me down at my local big pit. It's a really cold morning, it's about 0 degrees first thing this morning, and this is going to be a start to a whole new series. I've been thinking about my fishing over the last few months, and my real weak point has always been my casting and my distance casting. A lot of the waters I've fished growing up were all quite close range, flicking it to snags, that kind of stuff. Well, I'm really quite good at accuracy, but distance wise has always been my real weak point. I'm quite a small guy, I'm definitely not muscly, so it's always been the point that's been the weakest. So this is going to be a series where I'm going to try and learn how to fish up to 150 yards, and by that I don't mean just pinging a single out there or smashing a lead at 150 yards, I mean actually fishing. So I'm going to want to be able to bait up with a spot at 150 range on a nice tight area and fish 3 rods out there, all nice and neatly. So it's not going to be just hammering a lead out there, because I could probably do that already with a bit of practice. So I want to be able to fish at good range. I'm going to France next month, and there's going to be some distance fishing there as well. But this is going to be a longer project with several videos over the coming 6 months or so. I don't know how quickly I'm going to be able to get there. So I've come down to my big pit today with my old set of rods. So these are a set of Shimano TX4 12-foot intensities. So they are a distance casting rod from Shimano, and we're planning to just get a bit of a benchmark today. So I've just pinged a few leads out there. I clipped up at about 30 wraps, which is 120 yards, which is where I can fish kind of at my very maximum. If I'm fishing a single, I'm not that accurate at that kind of range. I know it's not very far for a lot of you, but as I say, it's my weakness in my fishing, and it's what I want to be practicing at. So we're going to have a few chucks with this, clip up, see where my maximum is, and then I've got a set of 13-foot Free Spirit stepped up rods. So we're going to see what difference in the next video is between a 12-foot rod and a 13-foot rod with exactly the same setup on the reel, and then we're going to gradually progress the setup and my techniques over the coming videos until we get me fishing at 150. If that comes quite quickly, we'll push it to something like 175 yards, and we'll just see how far I can fish at, because I really want to be able to maximise my fishing at distance, because I'm going to be fishing some bigger pits again, maybe this one, if not another set that I've got my eye on at the moment, where I want to be fishing at range quite comfortably. So I'm going to have a few more chucks with this, and then we'll talk to you about the kind of range that I'm getting, how many wraps that is, and the plans for the next video with the longer rods. Alright, so I just had a few more chucks out there. Now I've got a little bit more warmed up, and I was hitting 33 wraps okay, and then I went a little longer to 35, and I couldn't quite hit that at the moment with my abilities and my back at the moment. So that's probably about my range at the moment. So with a rig on there, probably knock it back a little bit. So around that 30 wraps, which I know I've fished at before, is probably my limit at the moment with this setup. So I'll just talk you through the setup exactly. As I said, these are the Shimano TX4 12-foot intensities, which are quite a beefy rod, although they are still a little bit tippy. And then, as I say, I've just got my standard Onyx Big Pit reels. I want to do this series with as cheap a gear really as I can. I don't want to be spending a fortune, A, because I don't have the money, and B, I want to make it relatable to everyone, so everyone on any budget can afford to fish at distance, because that's what I want to try and be able to approve. So this is the standard Onyx Big Pit, and then it has 15-pound OXG from Thinking Anglers straight through, and then we've just got a normal lead-free leader which I use, and a normal leg clip and a 4-ounce lead, just my normal setup. So I want to be doing this, as I say, in real fishing situations with my real fishing gear. I don't want to be using stupid 8-pound line and leaders and that kind of stuff, because it's not realistic. I want to be fishing how I'm going to be fishing when I'm out and out on the bank. So yeah, that's it at the moment. We've got a benchmark for how far I can cast at the moment, and the next episode, as I say, going to have the set of 13-foot 3 spirits, 3.5 pound stepped up rods. They're the Helicel rods. They're their cheapest entry level rods. They come in at about £100 a rod, there or thereabouts, a little bit more, so real budget friendly. And we're going to be having a good go with those, seeing how they perform, going side by side on the day, just swapping the reel between the 2 rods so we get a good idea between how they perform and the 13-foot model compared to my normal Shimano casting 12-foot rods. And then we're going to go from there once we see how far we can cast those. Then we'll be looking at things like line. We'll probably be going to a tapered line for France, probably something like the Corda Long Chuck. Then we'll be looking at the lead setup. I've got some zip distance leads coming, helicopter setups, which is what I fish quite a lot anyway, and we're going to be going from there and seeing how far we can fish. Then we're going to be getting the 13-foot spod rod out, which is the dot spod in 13 foot from Nash, and then we're going to be seeing if we can spot at a similar range as well. So loads to come. Hopefully this series is going to be really insightful to you. Leave a comment down below, let me know how rubbish I am at casting and how much better you are than me at casting with your distances. I'd love to hear how far you lot can all cast, because I know it is the weak point in my fishing. So give me some inspiration, let me know how far you can put a standard setup with a normal baited rig in the comments down below. Make sure you click like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next episode.